Hello, Flosstube. Welcome to my first ever episode on my brand new channel. I'm the Garden Goose Stitcher. My name is Teresa, but I have a garden and I have geese, and I really like alliteration, so I thought, yeah. Okay, so I'm a cross stitcher. This is about cross stitch. I have been stitching since October of 2019. I learned using Fat Quarter Shop videos because I used to regularly watch their behind the scenes quilting video, and then she started talking about cross stitch, and so I went and I checked it out, and I thought, that might be perfect because my husband was deploying, and I was going to have to take over hockey parent duty while he was gone. My son plays hockey. At that time, we were in South Dakota, and he was playing travel hockey, which meant big, long trips. My husband was on the other side of the globe, and I needed something to keep myself occupied while I sat in the rink for several hours each week. So I took up cross stitch. So glad I did. It's kind of like meditation for me, like just concentrating on the counting, and I don't know, I really like it. I love quilting. I've been quilting a long time, but cross stitch is so portable. It makes it great for a sport parent. I know that a lot of people do stitch while they're in their car or while they're at their kids' sports thing. And it's hard for me in rinks because it's brisk in there. So sometimes I'll be in my car and I'll stitch there. I like to stitch everything. I'm really on a Brenda Gervais kick right now. Almost every single thing that she has designed, I have plans to buy. I live in Michigan. Did I say that? I don't know. I've done this like 4 times because, I don't have a lock on my door. And I live here with these people, and they're just not being very Flosstube friendly right now. I'm going to keep it simple. If you have questions about something I rambled about but it didn't really explain, let me know. I'm going to start with my whips. I've actually been like focused lately, and the whips that I have are like brand new starts, and then like one that I really need to get going on. Yesterday was Halloween, and so I had a Halloween start, and I got a little bit done, and I was happy about it. I've had this pattern from the Woolly Ooh forever. I think it's called October 31st, isn't it? Like, where there's no title, it just says the Woolly Ooh. Does it say anything on the inside? It does not. Adorable cat. I decided to go with a lighter fabric, and I got just the little cat stitch like yesterday. I actually went to my mom's house. She lives about 40 minutes away, 30 minutes if I drive fast. And I made food for a boo buffet for my siblings and their children. So they're all the cousins fueled up on spooky shepherd's pie and graveyard veggie pizza. And then they went out trick-or-treating, and it was a lot of fun. So after they left for trick-or-treating, I stitched. I got that little bit of that cat done. I like it a lot. This fabric, I don't know how well you can see it. This fabric is from Grace Notes. I love their fabric. This is an 18 count. I love 18 count. I'm mostly an 8 stitcher. I've been dipping my toe into some 28, and I happen to have accrued a lot of it lately because I went to a local retreat, and she had an annex, and she had all these scrap bags, and I bought a lot of 28 count scrap bags. So probably see more, but I really, really love 18 count. This was from Grace Notes Club, and I'm part of the club that's half neutrals and half colors. So I don't know. This is kind of like a greenish, and I'm not sure. I'm assuming this is for the neutrals. But so I started that yesterday. It'll probably go in my under the bed bin, and then I'll probably put it on my Whipco. I'll talk about my Whipco in a little bit. This is another whip I have. I don't have much sitting out. This is Be Ye Thankful. I started this, I think, at the end of August or the beginning of September. I believe that there was a sale that was supposed to start on the 1st of September, I believe. But I sat next to Tammy at the Stitching with the Housewives retreat in July, and she was stitching on hers. And she's like, well, I think it might start in August now. But really, that was like in July. So I was like, well, let me kit it up. So I love this pattern. I think we're gonna do the next one. I'm going to, at least. I bought it. And this is what I have so far. I leave my threads in it. So this is on a 28 count. I think this is mushroom. I was sitting at a table with a floss whisperer. Do you know who that is? She's like famous. She works at Keepsakes, and her name is Susan, and she basically can like just tell you like what you should use if you have like a project in mind. And so I was like, Susan, what should I use on 28 count? And she was like, I'm pretty sure this is mushroom. So I ordered because we were sitting at the table, and I just put it in my cart. I love it, love it, love it. I'm using the DMC conversion, and I need to finish it. It's on my to-do list for like this month. I don't know when, but I'm going to make it happen. So I do Whipco, so I focus on those 2 whips per month. And then I've been trying to do a couple of like smaller series. I do Wordplay Wednesdays with a few of my friends. And then I've been trying to stitch Lizzie Kate Flip It's for the month, and the Barn Sweet Barn Star from the Flea Market Garden by Lori Holt. I don't know. It's a sale that Fat Quarter Shop has. They share every month the color conversion to restitch the barn. So basically you restitch that, or the barn star. You restitch that star 12 times. So I've been doing that. I'm like maybe 2/3 along the way. But so I'm working on that. So I do Whipco. I'm going to show you my Whipco board. My husband designed this for me, and it's fantastic. His love language is Excel documents, and so, or Excel charts, Excel spreadsheets. Basically, it's his best love language, and doing the dishes. So he created this Whipco for me. It's been spilled with some water, and I had some highlighter issues at the beginning, but I am on track, and I'm actually ahead because you'll see one of my finishes is a Halloween one, and I did not want to stitch it in November or December. I knew I was going to want to stitch Christmassy stuff, and I had left over Oh Christmas Tree, Serenity Prayer, and then 10 days to finish Santa Claus is Coming to Town. And so 2 Christmases and then the Serenity Prayer, I would be happy to stitch those, but I did not want to stitch Halloween after stitching Halloween. You know what I mean? So I got ahead. But my the other one, number 24, Oh Christmas Tree, I pulled that out from the bin. It's this pattern right here. I do believe that I bought this from Fat Quarter Shop. I think it was kitted up. I think it even came with a needle. And for some reason, I think it was like Lori Holt's favorite, or Lori Holt's Sal, but I don't know anything else about it. I don't know why, if she was stitching it, or if she was kitting it up to stitch it, or maybe I just went down a clicking wormhole and thought I was on Lori Holt's Sal, and then, I don't know, probably disregard the whole Lori Holt part. I don't know. But I do love this tree so much. You hear my voice. I'm usually, it came with this giant piece of fabric. I hope it's not this big. I haven't really done much research. I'm usually a bottom left starter. Does that make sense? So I'm usually like a bottom left starter. And now that I look at it, oh yeah, I'm going to be fine. So I think this is a 28 count, and it's using Weeks Dye Works, and I don't know where the rest of it is, but I do love it very much. I love the variegation of Weeks. Oh, I'm in the club. I'm in 2 clubs. I'm in the Classic Colorworks Club. I'm in the Weeks Club, and then I recently acquired a ton of Color and Cotton, and I think that Color and Cotton thread might be my favorite. But I just bought random packs, so I don't know. I'm gonna have to get serious, and maybe I'll find a club for that. Is there a club for that? Let me know. So anyway, that's my little old Christmas tree start. My goal for this month is to work on it for 10 days, which equals 10 hours. So I count an hour a day. At least if I put an hour a day into it. Most of the time I stitch many hours, or several hours at least. But if it's a bad project, if it's a bad whip and I don't even want to touch it, at least I can say, well, I'll get an hour in and then see what happens. But I'm really excited about that, especially because, like, last night driving home from my mom's house, I did have the Christmas music on because I'm ready. I'm going to show some finishes now. And I stitched this today. I don't know if I have the pattern sitting around. I stitched this today. I started it this morning during school. Oh, here it is. Lizzie Kate, flip it. Lizzie Kate, flip it. I'm doing this series. I'm doing okay. I think I missed like June, July, and August or something. But I ended up just finishing it. I stitched it during school. My son is homeschooled. So I stitched it during school while he does independent work. He's a 9th grader. So he should be doing a lot of independent work. Although I'll tell you, we should have done a foreign language a couple years ago. There's not a lot of independent Spanish one going on, but he's doing well. And so am I, which is very interesting because when I was in high school, I was required to take 2 years of foreign language. I got D's. I was not a D student. I still graduated with honors, but I totally got D's. Like, I think I got a D minus one year. One semester. Anyway, so I finished that up today, and I'm going to show you. I brought the thing off my hutch that it sits on. So this is my October flippets. This sits on the bottom section of my hutch. I try to have like a Priscilla-fied hutch, but it's not. It's a lot of dusting, but it's nowhere near Priscilla's. So you can see my October one sitting there. And so I'm glad to have November done, because when people come over and they see that I have February still up in one piece and whatever, some people in my family like to bring it up, and I don't need it. This was a finish I just did on Sunday, the day before Halloween, because I just wanted to get it done because it was so close. I went to a retreat that's local, not last weekend, but the weekend before, by Stitches and Things, which is a shop in Fenton, and they're closing for sale. If you want to buy the shop and keep it open for patrons, that'd be great. So I went to the retreat, and I had 2 boxes left, the bottom 2 boxes left, Be Spooktacular and Howl at the Moon. I had those 2 left, and I told myself, okay, you stitch one on Friday and one on Saturday, and then you can start up a whole bunch of stuff. And I did start new stuff. I'll show you those later, some other day. But then on this past weekend, I banged out that border and got that black border stitched in there. So now it's done. This is a piece of 14 count that I coffee tea dyed. Look at that. Look at that burnt coffee tea dye. I love it. I love old Priscilla and Chelsea Flosstubes where everything's old and crusty. That's still what I'm going for. Whenever I look for stuff or shop for stuff, I'm still looking for the old and crusty. And this was on my Whipco, and it actually got called in for November, but I actually stitched it in October because I knew it was one of the last ones left on my Whipco, and I knew I did not want to stitch this in November or December when I was in the Christmas mood. I had Halloween, the moon, which I don't want to talk about. This spider web, which you can hardly see. I should have used a darker fabric, and I had like a little bit of the top. This was not stitched. This was stitched in this little bit. So I had to do all the rest. That haunted house is no joke. It was a bear. So I got it done, and then sure enough, I got it done on Saturday. And like that's the day she announced the November. And so I was like, oh, yes, I got it done already. So that was a finish. And this past week on Wednesday, I finished my Wordplay. I'm doing this series by Brenda Gervais, right? Yeah, Brenda Gervais. And love it. I always brighten it up. I've been using a bunch of 14 count, like old like Charles Craft, or isn't that DMC Charles Craft? And I've been using a big pack I got. Hold on. I finished it up. I made some changes, made it bright, used this blue fabric. I've been using a couple, like a year ago, when I first started, I was at a thrift shop. I think it was a Goodwill, and I found a bag full of little packages, like those little squares. And so I bought them. It was like $2 for like 10 of those little packs. So I've been using those on my Wordplays because I know it'll fit, and I know I'm using it up, and so I think that's about it. I did my finishes. I showed an old finish. It's on the floor now. Oh, I wanted to show you. Do you follow Two Needles Pulling Thread? Because they're one of my favorite Flosstubes. I watch them, and I love them. And I love to follow their social media, and I feel weird about it. But they're like the sweetest ladies ever. They're just very amazing women. And they have a snow day project that they keep kitted up in the winter months. They live in Maine, and so it's gonna snow, so they're just prepared. And I live in Michigan, so I feel like, yeah, it snows, I could have a snow day. So I kitted up a snow day project. I'm doing the small. I've already stitched the big one on this. Did I? I don't know. I said that and immediately regretted it. I'm not so sure. I know I did December, and I know I did February, and that's super weird, but I'm not sure now that I did January. I mean, I plan to, but my snow day is going to be this little scene right here. And I'm using a little scrap piece. This is 28 count bone Jobelin. I got this from Stitches and Things. She had a bunch of scrap bags, and I got like 3 of them at that annex that she had at that retreat she hosted a couple weeks ago. So I'm really excited to like stitch on stuff like that more. I have it in a snowy project bag. I'll show you. I used to make vinyl covered project bags. Like just my own, whatever. What cute fabric I got. I'm sure I got this at Hobwob or Joann's. And then I stopped. And I think this might show you why. Oh, this one does have. It has a ghost of patterns past. See that? So I had an issue with patterns getting stuck to the vinyl, and that's the worst. So I've started making quilted front ones because I don't mind. Here's an example. So I just like, this is a patchwork one, but I use Elizabeth Ann Can Stitch's tutorial. Love it. And this one's a patchworky one, but I'm not. Oh, here's another one. Hold on. This one also has, see the ghost? That's not the fabric, friends. This is like an old pattern that got stuck to the vinyl. And so it's terrible. Just terrible. And then, I had to put it, they were stuck. I had to put them in the fridge to get them unstuck. So anyway, so I have my snow day, and look at this little thread keeper. I got it at the Stitches and Things Annex. You can see it. Isn't that cute? Got a little mitten. I went to her Stitch Away camp, and it was a lot of fun. Luckily, I've met a lot of really cool stitchers there, because I haven't lived in Michigan for very long, and I didn't know anybody else that stitched in Michigan. I have my family, but none of them will do it. So I met a bunch of people at the Stitch Away camp. They're fantastic people. Love it. So anyway, I don't know what else to tell you. I like sals. If you're thinking about doing a sal, pretty much just sign me up. Just immediately, yes. I love sals. And I don't know. I love collecting just as much as I love stitching. So I'm sure there'll be a haul in other videos. I couldn't think of anything that I had hauled lately. But I do have stuff in the mail on the way here. So stay tuned. Anyway, thank you for stopping in. I don't know how you found this because I'm going to post it, and I'm not going to tell a single soul that I know in real life that I did so. But if you're not friends with me on Instagram, find me there. You'll be able to snoop and find out a lot more about me. So, let's see my garden and my geese. My girl Gertie was my original goose, and then now we have Graham and Gwen and Gloria. So there are a gaggle of geese in my yard. Hence the name, Garden Goose Stitcher. Anywho, I love watching Flosstube. I hope you do too. If I come back, if I ever show my face here again, I'll do some shout outs of my favorites, but do go watch Two Needles Pulling Thread because those ladies are my favorite. Okay, well, like now I feel bad about my other favorites. I just like them a lot. And that's why I'm in the Grace Notes Fabric Club. I know that for sure. So, anywho, oh, and because of them, I signed up for the Christmas ball. Balls? No, ball. The Christmas ball. It's a virtual retreat. And I haven't gotten into any classes. And I'm just excited about the meet and greets and whatever. I was peer pressured into it by Missy and Kathy. It's fine. It's fine. Usually it ends up really great when they peer pressure me into buying stuff. Anyway, happy stitching, friends. I'll see you later. Bye.